Welcome to this video on how to draw this cute little dog called Mochi, and I hope that you're going to enjoy it. You can draw along or watch and then draw afterwards. And here we start. So we're drawing Mochi today. She's a cute darling little dog. And we're going to get started right away. And you can take your pencil and we're going to start doing some little guidelines. You can see the oval for her muzzle and the round shape of her head, the skull. And from that you can dictate where are her ears, where they come, where do the eyes come in relation to the circle that you draw. You know, so you can see everything once you put down these basic guidelines. So just using a pencil to start with. And now first I'm going to just draw a little circle here. Just a rough circle. Very lightly, so it might be a little hard for you to see it. But you will see it in a bit. And then I'm going to do the muzzle. And the muzzle's a little bit, her head is turned to the right. So her muzzle is kind of slightly to the right. Her left eye is almost right in the middle of the circle. That's because she's looking to the right. So unexpectedly, you'll find the eye is sort of right in the middle of the circle. And that's where you're going to find it. And the muzzle, maybe a little bit over to the left, but kind of in the middle. But she's not looking straight at you, so her eyes are not looking directly, so they're more over to the right because she's turned to the right. And her muzzle is also not dead center. It's a little bit over to the right. If you get these things correct when you start drawing your dog or any animal or anything, it's going to be so much easier when you actually start to, do the details, because if you get them wrong to start with, then you're never ever going to be able to see it in the detail. So you'll do all the detail and it'll somehow look wrong because you didn't get these things in the right place to start with. And drawing a circle and an oval to start with, really going to help you see where do these things come. Where does the eye come? And you'll notice that you've got the big eye and then the little eye because her head is turned to the right. So now I can just erase the top of my muzzle because I don't really see it that much. And now I can put in her nose and see where does the nose come. So if you keep lining up and seeing where does the nose come in relation to the eye, and where does the nose come in relation to the other eye and to the circle. And that's how you sort of do this. You just put it in very lightly. See, it's very, very light. If you can learn to do this, you will be able to get your drawings so they somehow are in proportion. And it has a lot to do with what we call the different spaces, like spatial relationships or relationship of one thing to another. This is something that comes better with practice, but there's no time like the present to get it right. And then drawing lightly, you can go back over it, and if it looks a little bit wrong, it doesn't matter. If you hear that little ding, I'm trying to turn off my text. So here now, this is the side of this. Okay, so now I can estimate where the little right ear is, and the left ear comes a little bit higher up than the right ear. So keep using your pencil to see where these things kind of line up. Take your time to do that. Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush at this early step. Just take your time. There you go. And it may not be perfect, but you see the lines are so light that I can erase them at the end if I want to. And once I get all this in, I can speed everything up a little bit, and I can speed even the video up, because this is the most important part. Funnily enough, this is the most important part of this video. Where does it all come? Where does her little, see her little leash come? She's got her little thing. She's just got it. But you see, she's got her head turned a little bit. So her leash, it's coming, that's right, there we got it. Just a little bit over to the middle, and do you see how I keep marking it out as to where does this come in relation to where does something else come. Now you might think I'm taking such a long time. Now I'm going to start just getting speeded up a little bit. I'm not going to keep you going. Saying where does the foot come in relation to that? How big is it? Okay, and now I'm going to start sketching it in, and now I've got all those basic ones in, I can start rapidly just sketching in the rest of this. And now we're going to go pretty fast. I'll keep talking while I do this, but you can see I'm going pretty quickly here. And I'm just marking in the rest of the things that I see, like the side of his body. Everything that I'm putting in, I keep comparing it to the photo, but I'm using my pencil and I'm marking out. It's so easy to see now shapes, one shape compared to the other when I get everything right. It is really worth spending time. Now you can see I erase often where I think I don't have it quite right. And I'm still using my pencil. And I'm still really, getting in my basics. And I'm sort of there now. I'm just erasing a few little bits. But I'm kind of happy with where it's going. You see so now I'm kind of happy with that. So I've got the shape in, and I'm looking at, the sort of negative spaces behind his head, or her head rather. I need to really get that shaping right and the body right. So it might look a little faint here, but pretty soon you'll see that it's going to speed up quite a bit. And we're going to get down to more of the details now, because now I can start to put in the details. And I've actually changed my pencil, and I'm using a brown pencil. I'm still, and that brown pencil is softer because she's got a lot of kind of pink and brown in her body. So that's kind of where I'm moving now. And I'm going to start putting in the rest of these things, and there's my basic. Okay, I've got my basics in. So here I come with my brown pencil. Yeah, there it is. There, yeah, I'm just testing it out a little bit on the other page, and then getting it sharp, nice and sharp. And now this is going to speed up quite a bit. As you can see, I start using this brown pencil to really mark in, all of the, where I see some darker spaces. I'm just using this brown pencil to mark that in. And it's just, it's very soft, and I've already got all my notations from my regular pencil. And the brown pencil mixes, with the regular graphite pencil. And so now I'm marking in the little harness, which is really good because the harness behind the face or the head or the muzzle, it's kind of allows us to see it, because it's very hard to see when you're drawing some, something that is white, kind of hard to see what's behind, unless you draw around it or behind it. So I'm using this brown pencil, still soft. Now this is a slightly darker pencil, again, a dark brown pencil. So I'm using dark and light brown, and sometimes I might even use a blue pencil. And I'm doing the shading, but you see I'm really not gonna, just now starting on the eyes. You see, just like, look how far I've come before I even start on the eyes. And a lot of people, a lot of folks will start they'll start with the eyes because that's what they see, but that is a mistake. Most of the books that you read about portraits, or whether it's a dog or a person, tell you don't start with the eyes. Big mistake, because you really don't know where they're going to sit until you've worked out where everything else goes. So now I can, I've got a pretty good idea. I've got my darks going in now. And now I can keep going. Just keep going with the drawing. There he is. See, he's looking pretty good. And we're coming along with the drawing. And I'm comparing it, making sure I'm sort of happy with it before I put in more detail. So now I'm really into more fine detail. And these are just little, what we call hatching marks. You don't have to go very complicated with your marks. They're just little hatching marks, which is like the fur, just little, and you see how very soft it is. Just keeping that softness with these brown pencil. The dark pencil was just a bit too harsh, and I just really want to express the softness of this little girl, okay, of Mochi. I met her sitting on the desk of my building manager, and I took some little photographs of her, and this is what I'm working from on my phone, and then I blew it up from there, and kind of cute. Lovely little dog. I love little tiny dogs. So here we go. I've got all my different pencils in my hand now, and you can see I kind of hold them now in my left hand, and then I can take them one by one and select the one I want. So I kind of can go back and forth from one to the other. And here we go, another one. So I've got quite a lot of choices here that I can make between my pencils, so that I can decide which ones am I going to use to finish this off and do the just final touches on this thing. That's where you go really slowly, because you've kind of got it in. It's, there's some little things I can see that I need to fix, but I'm not even worried. I want to put in some darks now. I'm going to just, these big, beautiful eyes, and I'm using just a dark graphite pencil there to get the darks in, because those eyes just stick right out, don't they? Really big. And there's a little bit of white in the left-hand part of the eye. You'll always see a little bit of white in their eyes, and it's important to see that, because that's what lets us know that they're alive and kicking. The little whites in their eyes, or the bit of, reflection, because their eyes are wet like ours. So those little reflective lights are important. Now look at the right eye. You don't really see an eye there, do you? You just see a little kind of oval shape. There's no real eye. And here we've got the little nose coming in. I'm not going to be doing a lot of finishing at this point of this. I just want to get the main darks in before I go to the next step on the demonstration. But like I say, you can stop this video at any point, or you can watch it to the end and then take out your own, pencil and your materials, whatever materials you've got, and then go step by step through the video, because you're now a little bit familiar with the different steps of, really getting those circles and the oval in first, and then going to the detailing as I'm putting in right now. So now I'm really starting to detail a bit. I'm still, it's not perfect yet. And got plenty of time to fix, but you see, because it's so light, a big mistake is to do things, way too dark to start with. If you go too dark to start with, it's so hard to make corrections. So hard. So you don't want to do that. You want to go lightly to start with. And have a look now and keep reflecting on it and go, is this exactly what I want? Is this how I want it? And then you can, reflect on that part of it. And then if you're happy with it, then you are going to be ready for the final step, which I'm going to show you shortly. I'm actually getting out my gouache paints because I'm going to do a background black around the whole shape of the dog, which is going to let us see the whole shape. And I've got that shape, lightly put in. So now you'll see that I've got my gouache paints, and I'm using Caran d'Ache gouache paint. You can get them, on Amazon, and I'm finding my black, and you have to mix it up pretty good, put quite a bit of water in it to reconstitute it. And now I've speeded this up, and I'm going to show you how I'm putting in the black. Now I'm not going right up to the body at this point. That I'm going to do with a thinner brush, but I'm just getting the broad strokes of the black background. And already you'll start to see that the little pup is starting to kind of show up, because these black outlines that I'm doing, and I've got a thinner brush now, a number 6 watercolor brush, and now I can go carefully around the edge. I'm going to go very, very gently. I'm going to go not too far in, because once you go too far in, you kind of you can't go far out again. Do you know what I mean? And I like these rather abstract shapes behind her. She was sitting on the desk, and I'm even using the fine black to kind of make her eyes a little bit, more stand out a little better. And now I've got a very light turquoise that I'm putting in. I think that's a cup, but I like that little turquoise shapes. I think they're kind of nice. And I also like the yellow shape, or the yellow line that's at the side. So I'm going to try and do that. And there it is again. You start to see it's got the yellow line in. And you can see I'm sort of now going more into the top. And in this case, I'm actually using my pencil again, because I want to really get it right, before I start messing around with paint. I've got the dark, and it'll mix really well. So I've gone with my dark pencil again. So now I'm going back into putting in more detail in the pup, making sure I've got everything right, because I don't want to go like a bull in the china shop and cover everything up with black, because once I've covered it up with black, it's really hard. I mean, you can use white gouache to go back in, and which I probably will do in a little bit. You'll see me doing that. But I don't really want to mess too much with this outline, with this stuff. I want to go very, very, even though I've got this speeded up, I'm actually going relatively slow. And, I'm giving her a little bit of she's casting a little shadow on the desk there. Very light shadow. And I'm using my number 6 brush, round brush. And I'm just going all the way around, making it nice. Now, I always kind of like these rather uneven shapes. I don't want to make it exactly square, and I'm leaving that bottom right empty. I like that. That's where I'll probably sign it. And so here I go. I'll just be quiet right now until I get a little further towards the end. And now I'm coming up to being pretty much finished up with this. I'm making a few little corrections. You know, kind of happy with it. Some corrections at the side. I'm using some white gouache right now, and that white gouache is going to also bring out some of my highlights. So because it's a sort of a creamy paper, so the white will help me on my highlights. So here we go. We're almost done there. Here comes Mochi. Hi, Mochi. You're so cute. Such a cute little girl. Love her. And there you have it. There you have Mochi. Thank you for watching. And we hope you will join us for other videos that are available on our YouTube channel, and that you will subscribe to the channel, because we manage to make one pretty much every week, some kind of a video or an interview with one of our artists who are giving different lectures and workshops on our website, thejoyofdrawing.org. And everything that we did in this video today, and this demonstration, is covered in detail in our book, The Joy of Drawing, a Beginner's Manual, available on Amazon. And it comes with videos. At the beginning of every chapter, there's a little QR code with videos for every single exercise, and a free downloadable workbook. So it's a pretty good deal. And you can really increase your drawing skill just by following this book, or by coming to our different classes and workshops on our website. So I do hope that you will stick with us and do more with us. And thank you very much for giving us your time today.